Hello, 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 and welcome to another edition of the Brian Colletto Show on my YouTube channel. And again, my apologies that I didn't schedule this ahead of time, just life and gathering myself. But I am here tonight on Monday, June 10th, 2024, to do a quick show here. It is going to be quick. So, people, of course, come for the autism. So I am going to talk a little bit about that. Um, some of you may have seen me put out a video about how I see the puzzle piece as not missing, but as a fact that I believe that it's harder for people on the spectrum to put all the pieces together than neurotypicals. Not that we can't put it together, but it takes more effort and maybe breaking down the pieces more to put them all together. And that was inspired by um, by someone who I had an interaction with recently. I'm not going to go into the details of that, but it was inspired by a particular person with why I did that video, and I did it without mentioning any names. The next thing that I want to talk about in this brief podcast show is Wheel of Fortune. Now, this past week, I intentionally turned down a few activities that I could have gone out for on the weeknights. Now, I usually don't make a big deal if I miss Wheel of Fortune, but I knew it was the final new episodes ever of Pat Sajak hosting, and he has been hosting the show longer than I've been around. And although I've never met him personally, he has made a big impact on me. And I always like his jokes. I sometimes jokingly want to just push the hair back because Pat Sajak's hair is combed back um, as sort of a way of saying that he's being too funny. But the show wouldn't be what it is if it weren't for Pat Sajak's humor and also um, giving comfort to those who didn't win much or the wheel just didn't play in their favor. The letters they called didn't favor them. And and I am excited to see Ryan Seacrest host with Vanna White this fall. Um, but I'm definitely going to miss seeing Pat Sajak hosting new episodes. Now, as of the timing of this video, we are in summer reruns, so we're not saying goodbye to seeing Pat Sajak on weeknights just yet. But it will be coming. And on a somewhat positive note, at least we had an opportunity to prepare for that. Whereas with the other popular game show, Jeopardy, it was kind of forced because of the fact that Alex Trebek tried to get through the rest of his contract, and we all know he couldn't. And so he never got to properly say goodbye so long. But in conclusion, the 2020s was a big time of transition for Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune into the new era of hosts for those game shows that we all love to see when we're home and can do so. And so I don't expect that Pat Sajak will be watching this, but if he is, thank you, Pat, for showering us with your humor and charisma through all the years. And we appreciate it. And I'm going to miss seeing you on TV. The last thing that I'm going to do in this brief video is say what activities have been going on with me over the last week since my last episode. Well, I did reference that I didn't go out on any of the weekdays last week because I wanted to see Pat's final episodes of Wheel. But I did get in a few activities over the weekend. Saturday was a good chunk of yard work that I did. And that's as far as I'll go with that. I will say that it's nice to see things when they're clean and done. So I'm glad that I have a lot of skill when it comes to helping clean a yard and keep everything tidy in a time of year where we know that some things never stop growing. And then I went to the annual carnival at the one of the churches that is nearest to where I am, and that was okay. I ran into a few familiar faces, but it's more geared for the kids, the carnival. But sometimes it's good to run into some old faces that maybe I didn't totally recognize if I was a kid being there with my parents. But over these last few years that I've gotten into street fairs and carnivals, I've gotten back into the swing of attending that particular one in early June. And then Sunday, I went to a special 120th anniversary celebration of a store called Sipperstein's Paints. Some people in the tri-state area, New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut, may know that name because they used to be very big on commercials. Now it's more small business ran. But the main thing is they're keeping going. And although I wasn't there for long at the celebration, I did appreciate getting a shirt and being able to bring a few shirts home as well. So with that being said, that is it for now. I hope to be back next week. And until then, I send you all love, light, blessings, and peace. Take care.